Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Carl Briere from Synapsis Games, looking at Quatl, building game.
Yeah.
Here, where we are making some interesting shapes.
Exactly.
What are we building and how are we putting it together?
Okay, so Quatl, means snakes in the Aztec language. So we will build those snakes. So on our turn, we will grab from the centerpiece to bring it into our inventory.
Okay.
So eventually we have like 8 places in our inventory. So we will continue to add those ones.
Heads, tails, and middle links?
Yes, exactly. So body parts. So this is one of your actions, taking one piece to put on your player board.
Okay.
Then with those pieces, the other action that you can do is start to build them. So eventually you will assemble them in front of you like this. And you don't need to start with a head or a tail, but eventually you will complete them.
And you're not building things in the middle. So you're only attaching to the front or back as you
exactly.
start
So you can
on.
start with a head or tail, or even in the middle, and then you just add them up.
Okay.
So you will create different patterns, and like we see here, we have different cards, and it is the requirement card. So if you want to be able to score this card, for example, that means you will need 2 consecutive blue with no blue on each side. If you do that pattern once, you will score 2 points. But if you want to maximize it, you can do it twice in the same snakes and you will score more points.
Okay. And these are available for drafting, or how do we acquire these?
So actually, this is your third action. So you need to draw them, to have them in your hand, to be able to put it aside of your Quatl.
Okay.
So it's either you will take blocks to put them into your inventory,
or
you build, or you draw new cards.
Okay.
And you can have up to 5 cards in your hand.
Okay.
And since it's all the optimization process, that the idea is you can use the same blocks for many cards.
Yes.
So
obviously we got the blue with the blue and yellow.
So let's say if it was yellow like this, so then, and we do this, for example. So we have 2 blue here, and then 2 yellow, so we fulfill that card.
But 2 blue with no blue on either end.
Exactly, you fulfill as well that card.
Okay.
And if you add this one, so eventually if you have a red here, then you got red, black, and blue. So you use the same blocks. So it's nice to have very long snakes because they are moving very well, and it's look beautiful actually. But what you want is to maximize it, try to do as many points as possible with the fewer amount of blocks, because you're losing turn the more that you try to get more blocks and things like this.
Okay, so we got the 3 actions we can do. Maximum hand size of 5.
Yes.
And do these score for multiple snakes, or
No.
am I making only 1 snake and that's it?
So in the game, you have to build 3 snakes. The game end is triggered when the first player completes his 3rd snake.
Which could be short or
It could be
long,
short
depending
or
on how
long.
everyone else is playing.
Exactly. So it could be a very, very long snake, or the shortest one should be 1 head, 1 body part, and 1 tail, as long as you're able to fulfill one of those prophecy cards. Otherwise, it doesn't work at any point.
Okay. Could you do that anyway as an end game trigger if I
No,
have
you
2 really
have-
awesome snakes?
No, you really have to
score something.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And also when we complete a snake, so let's say I complete this snake, we've got objective cards here. So if you have exactly the same amount of red and green, you will score points. If you have exactly 6 blocks, including the head and the tail, you score as well points. But if you fulfill both requirement, you will score even more points.
Okay.
So there's different ways to score points, different way to build your pattern, just to try to optimize them. So here I created some.
Here, if we move these out.
Yeah. So I created some examples of what you can do. So here I have 2 green and 2 red, 3 red, sorry, and then 3 red here. Here's a set collection, so the more red I have, the more points I will do. And
Which includes the head as well.
Exactly, so here I will have 4 red, so it's an extra 3 points. Here I have green, as many red as I want, and then black, so I score points as well. And for the objective, I do not have yellow, so I will score points for not having yellow.
Okay, because you have only 1 black.
Exactly.
All right.
So if I was able to manage to have another black here, let's say I have this, then I fulfilled both conditions. I don't have yellow, I have exactly the same amount of green, and black.
Okay.
So the snakes could look very different depending what kind of.
Yeah, put it up.
Yeah, sorry. Of cards that you're doing.
Okay.
So and there's some cards you have different multiple.
Scoring possibilities.
Exactly.
For how things
So
work
the
out?
more you will do it, the more points you will do, and sometimes it just you need to create a bigger pattern to score, or it could be a set collection.
Okay. How does this board get refreshed?
Okay, so eventually we won't have more pieces in the center place, so no more head or tail. So we will refill the old board,
Okay.
and if there's no more body parts on the surrounding, we will refill also the old board.
Okay. All right. So those two triggers, and then we shoot for the end game with 3 snakes.
Exactly.
Trying to work that together.
So the game
Okay.
is from 1 to 4 players. There's a solo version in there, and with different difficulty levels. So you will learn different strategy, how to get better, how to maximize your snakes on different ways. And so it's between 30 to 60 minutes, depending how many players you are
Right.
with a 2 or 4 player.
All right. Thank you very much, Carl.
Thank
Look
you.
at Quattle from Synapses Games
Yeah.
that will be out.
In fall 2020.
Okay. There we go. Q3, Q4 2020. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for the overview.
Thank you.